Tonight we're here to reflect the incredible accomplishments of our community, learn more about the Welcome Home program, and hear from key leaders about the future of housing policy and support for first-time home buyers. Before we get started, I want to thank all of the representatives, the senators, the community leaders, and each of you who have worked tirelessly hard to make a priority in our state. To begin, let's hear from Salah, who shares insight about our community's recent accomplishments.
On the work that we have done and achieved as Muslim Coalition of Isaiah, we couldn't have done this without our organizing, our door knocking, and going out to the Capitol, talking to our reps, talking out to the senators, and being able to achieve 1 billion towards housing. That is really a milestone, but still looks like a little bit of drip on the ocean. So it's just, and we can imagine that, and everybody hears the stories about how the community is struggling with housing. So I will not say much about it at this point, but I'll have some of the leaders talk about it, the real experiences and the stories that they hear on the ground and what they were able to see when they were door knocking and doing that. But it's a start. 50,000 down payment for home ownership is really a start. And as we can see, the gap is really expanding in Rochester, and the gap is about 20% to 80% home ownership when we compare people of color compared to the mainstream. So it's really devastating when you see that statistics and the increase of rent, the increase of home ownership, and lack of actually even building more houses as well. So all this compound into or lack of no interest availability to families that are really willing to do it and able actually to purchase but don't have that because of their faith. So I think this is a great opportunity to have that discussion where we can do more, but yet also celebrate and share information with us, the organization that is here with us, Home Partners, and Jason, and as well as with reps. But with further ado, I want to welcome Mahmoud Mohammed to share with us. Is one of the leaders of Muslim Coalition, as well as a realtor, a young man.
So what do you call it? So just quick background on how we ended up coming here today. It's taken a lot of work. Shout out to Isaiah and Muslim Coalition Group. We've done a lot of door knocking here in the community, and not just here, but also across the state, St. Cloud, Minneapolis area. We've visited our elected officials, hold them accountable, requested them to give us the money that we need to be able to achieve our home ownership goals and dreams. Thank God, here we're here, but this is just the start, but definitely we need more accountability from them and give us more funds so that we can give home ownership to so many Black and Muslim communities, especially interest-free loans. So inshallah, I'm glad that we will be able to give to up to 200 people the opportunity to own their home and create some generations wealth. As we all know, home ownership is the #1 creator of funds for future generation. So just quick, my experience, as Salah said, I'm a licensed realtor, so I mainly work with 99.9% of my clientele, people of immigrants and Somali community, and the need for home ownership is there. We are all from large households, most of them about 9+ family holds, and the biggest apartments that you can find is gonna be like 3-bedroom. That is definitely not gonna work for big families like ours. And builders and developers are not willing to build apartments that's gonna be 4+ bedrooms. So the only way for us to be able to keep our families together under one roof is gonna be to be able to own our homes. So that's why we need the home ownerships, and we need funds like this to be able to assist those who cannot afford to come up with the rising cost of home ownership. As we all see, since COVID until now, home ownership went up crazy. In Rochester, houses used to be about 150, now you see 350, 400,000 houses for only 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom. So people who, and I've had a lot of people, I've had a couple of conversations here while I was here. So the problem is houses prices are going up, but people's income are not going up. So the only way we'll be able to keep up with the rising housing cost is gonna be funds like this, and the government be able to step it in and give people the opportunity to own their houses. I think I'm taking much of more time than I needed, so I'll just conclude there. But just to keep in mind, and just want to say, please join us with Muslim Coalition and Isaiah, and let's continue doing this work moving forward, and let's keep requesting funds like this that will be able to help our communities, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Mahmoud. Now we want to welcome Liz Bolden.
Hey, good evening. I am really grateful to be here. So I'm Liz Bolden. I serve in the Minnesota Senate. I represent District 25, which is most of Rochester from about downtown north up through Orinoco and some areas north. I also serve as the vice chair of the Housing and Homelessness Prevention Committee in the Senate. I am really, really proud of the work that we have done over the last couple of years, over $1 billion, billion with a B, of investment into housing, because we know there are huge needs across the entire state. And that $1 billion is a good start. Programs like, as we have heard, like, getting funds to folks for first-generation home buyers, for no-interest loans, for emergency rental support, many programs that will directly impact people's lives, some tenant protections, a number of things. Really important, really good work. And we know that it's not enough. There continue to be needs across the state. We are about 100,000 units short of the houses we need in this state for everyone to have a place to call home. So lots more work to do. So I'm grateful for you all for being here tonight, for coming out on a very cold Wednesday night to have this important conversation. Really grateful. Shout out to the organizers and all the organizing that has gone into this space, because that is the way we get things done, is together. And so with Isaiah and the Muslim Coalition of Isaiah, all of the door knocking, all of the conversations with neighbors, and the conversations with us as legislators, that is huge. And that's what makes the difference. That is what allows us to get more done together. So I look forward to continuing that work together so we can continue to move forward and be sure that everyone truly has a place to call home. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Liz Baldwin. Next, we are gonna call up Representative Tina Liebling.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tina Liebling, State Representative. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight, and I know you're hearing specific things about the housing work that we did in the last 2 years. I want to talk to you a little bit about the politics of what is happening and what has happened. So in the last 2 years in Minnesota, you see that Democrats were in charge in Minnesota, the House, the Senate, and the governor. And we used, I'm getting some musical accompaniment here. We used having Democrats, our opportunity of 2 years when Democrats could make the decisions. We used that power that we had for that short time to try to help all the communities in Minnesota. So what you see here with the things that we were able to do in the 2 years, you see that Democrats in Minnesota value all of you, that we care about all of the families, all of the communities. And, we care about the immigrant communities, and we believe that we have a strong, good state when everybody has opportunity, all of us. And we, in the legislature, we have a wonderful, diverse group of people. So my colleague, Representative Noor, and others from different communities. And together, we have tried to hear and respond to the voices and the needs of as many people in our state as possible. And I want to say this, I need to talk in these political terms right now because we are in a very dangerous moment in America. And I think many of you know this. As immigrants, I know you are hearing a lot of the hatred, and I know you probably feel often maybe some feeling of being worried about how welcome you are as immigrants or as people of color in our country. And I'm very worried, quite frankly. I'm very worried about what's going to happen in our country. And I just want to make it clear to you, I know we came through at a presidential election where many people, maybe heard different things and, voted however they voted. But I think it's very clear. It's very clear to me. It's very clear to my colleagues whose side we are on, okay? And I just want you all to know that the Democrats are most of us, I can't, of course, speak for everyone, but that we believe that our strength comes from our diversity. That we understand that the strong history of this country is a history where different groups came here and made a good life and made this country better. And so we value you. We value your participation. We want you to participate more. And we need you to help your community understand what the real difference is. Because you're going to hear a lot, right? People say a lot of things when they're running for office and so on. But what you see in Minnesota is that we used our power to deliver something good for you. And we want to continue to do that. So many things we did. There's so many things we did, we can't even say them all. So we did a lot of good things in the housing area. Not enough, but you're here to hear about that. But we did other things with college availability, with all kinds of things to help working people, to help new Americans, for education, for all kinds of things, because we believe that everyone having opportunity makes all of us stronger. And so I just want to be really clear. I feel maybe a little like I shouldn't be talking about politics in this way, but I think at this moment, it's very, very important for everyone to understand that there is a difference. And it's going to be, I think, a very difficult next few years because we're going to see the Trump, let's just say Trump, and the people following Trump are going to be making things very difficult for many, many people. And I just want you to know that here in Minnesota, that at least the Democrats, we're going to be doing what we can to continue the progress that we are making to make life better here for everybody. And because, we do not want to leave any of our communities behind, right? You are all so important to us. And so thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I really am happy to be with you tonight and also to learn a little bit more about some of the housing issues because that's not what I work on all the time, but it's very important. We all vote for these very important things, even if we work in different areas. So thank you all so much.